Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to the Pen Hut. Today I wanted to do a quick video. Actually, it's not gonna be too quick. But yesterday I actually went to the Commonwealth Pen Show in Somerville, Mass. It's a pretty nice one. It's been going on for a few years now, and this one they were saying is a little bit bigger than the last one. So I was very excited. It's my first pen show I've ever been to, and I think for me it's like a perfect size because it's nice and small. I will say I was a little bit overwhelmed with all the options and things to look at. Um, but I'm sure going to DC or someplace else would have been completely different. So this was a great starting point for me, and I really had a lot of fun. Met a lot of people. Met like Richard Binder. Actually, ended up getting a pen. I'll show you in a moment from him, and then Noodlers. What's his name? Nathan Tardif, I believe is his name. And a few other people as well, which was pretty cool. So basically, it was in Somerville at the Holiday Inn there. It's right off the highway, so it's actually very easy to get to. It's in one big ballroom, which was nice. So you had basically around the perimeter, you had a bunch of vendors, and then you had some along the middle, and then there's like an ink station in the middle there. A couple different places to try your writing and scribbling and things like that. Um, I think next time, regardless of which pen show I go, I'll stay a little bit longer. I feel like I was able to visit all the vendors and kind of get like a good idea what was going on, but I didn't stick around um, too long. Where A, I would have either spent more money, or B, I don't think I was prepared enough with what kind of vintage pens I wanted to get and things like that, and didn't really have a clue where to go except for some basics that I knew. I think if I'd stayed longer, and B, if I actually had a better game plan of what I was looking for and what I wanted to get out of it knowledge wise, or get my nibs tuned and things like that, probably could have approached everything a little bit better. But regardless, it's my first one, and like I said, I did learn a lot. So just want to go over some quick stuff here. So this is actually the Noodlers ink that was limited edition just for the pen show. I don't know if you should be able to read that, but I'll read it for you as well. It's called the Boston Brahmin Blue. Haven't tried it yet, but I'm a big fan of blue, so that should work out pretty nice. I'm gonna give that a shot pretty soon. So pretty much everybody that showed up while supplies lasted got one of these, which is really nice. Um, Next thing I'm going to say that I picked up, and everybody was raving about this, and I think this or a product like this is pretty clutch to have, especially once you start inking up a lot of pens, and if you're doing vintage pens and other things where you really care about, getting it cleaned, thoroughly. It's called JBs Perfect Pen Flush, and pretty much everybody at the show was talking about how you needed to get it if you've never had it before. And it has some nice information there on the front, and then on the back it kind of gives you a little bit of like a how-to, which is great. So never used it before, but I have cleaned some pens before, and I know sometimes they can be a little finicky depending on the pen. So something like this that really goes in deep is a great thing to have. So I ended up getting that, and we'll see how it goes. Probably end up buying more in the future. The other thing that I got, and that wasn't too super particular in what I wanted to get, but I really enjoy diamine or diamine inks. So I ended up getting this one here. Has the thing there on top. Sorry, the light's kind of glaring, but there you go. It's an aqua blue. Um, thing about diamine versus some of the other ones that I'm currently using, these diamine tends to have a little bit of a deeper color, a little more saturation, which I kind of like. So even though this one is probably a little bit darker than a baby blue, when I saw the samples on the page, it was actually a shade darker than that, which is really nice. So it's not too soft. It's a little bit deeper, but it's a lighter medium blue, which I don't know. I mean, I'm going to give it a shot, but I think that's going to be a really nice one. And I currently already have a ox blood from them, which I really like as well. It's a really nice dark red, like a blood red. And I don't know. I just wanted to pick that up and give it a shot. You can never go wrong with more blues if you give those a shot. So one other thing I wanted to mention over here, and I have this book here. I didn't bring it with me, and I did not buy it there. I already owned it. But I always recommend it to people who are just kind of, just curious about pens and fountain pens, and a little bit of the history, just, some broad strokes basics, and some other good info on here. This is by Jonathan Steinberg, and you can find it easily on Amazon, and I think he has a couple other versions and a couple other things as well on there. But it was funny because I was going by the tables, and I saw a book just like that one, a little bit more of a square version, and I was like, oh, that looks like my book that I own. And I was kind of looking at it, and my girlfriend was with me, and I was like, hey, that looks like the one that I have. And then I looked up at the guy that was, behind there, and he's going like this. It's funny. And I'm like, wasn't sure what he was doing, but he kept going like this. And my girlfriend's like, yeah, that's him right there. That's Jonathan. I guess she was looking at his name tag. I wasn't really paying attention. I was looking at the stuff on the table. And I was so blown away that, I met the author, and I have read the whole book and flipped the pages and looked at some stuff, but I've never seen a lot of vintage pens in real life, and I've never really explored that. I've been all about modern pens and things like that, so it's a great resource, but I really couldn't relate it to anything. So at this pen show is my first time seeing a huge array of vintage pens. I would say every third vendor had vintage pens laid out on a great assortment, from inexpensive to crazy expensive, and all sorts of different styles. And it's funny because even just looking now at the cover here, they had probably about 90% of those pens there, which is pretty cool. So anyways, I got to talking to Jonathan. I did take a photo of him and the book he had and everything like that, but we were kind of talking about stuff, and I said, where do I start with vintage pens? What's the brand that you would mostly recommend? And he said Waterman, and that I've asked many people as well, and a lot of people say that there's a whole 10, 20, 30 years of Waterman, and all sorts of different versions and models. But I said they're very reliable, they're very well built, the nibs work really well. So he gave me a good deal on this one here, which is really nice. I can't remember what model that is. And I looked online, it looks like so many different models. Just looking at it here, I think it is a 92, but it could be a 52. I think it says ideal. Let me take a look. So it is a twist cap, and the nib is really, really nice. Actually, I can see it better here. It says Waterman, 14 karat. What does it say? LMG Glad something 2A. I don't know. But it's a nice nib. I don't know if you can see it there. Oops. Let me get a little bit closer, see if you can see it. It is a gold nib, 14 carats. Let me see if it is a flexible one or not. Seems a little springy, so I have a feeling that it is a little bit of a flex nib. A lot of those Waterman that are kind of like this were flex. And this one is imprinted here. It says Waterman's made in England. It says fountain pen. Waterman's ideal. So it is one of the ideal in the ideal lineup. But some great chatoyance here. You can probably see it a little bit in the light there, how it shimmers, which is really nice. It's a smaller pen, and it has a lever there, so it is a lever filler. I've seen pens online kind of like it, I'm just not quite sure. Either way, it seems like a really nice one. It's one that I do have to replace the sack, because the sack basically dried out. So he did give me another one, and I was able to pull it apart. I just got to get some shellac to put the sack in there, and and then cut off a little bit of the shellac that's already there. But that should be a fun small little project. But everything is intact. It's not crazy worn. I mean, I can tell that the nib has been used and stuff like that, but it's in really good shape. So I'm very, very happy about that. So that was a nice purchase there, and I'm pretty excited to do a little bit with that. This one I had seen earlier, and then I basically, as soon as I got the Waterman, I went back to get this. This is one of the ones that I knew that I was gonna want to pick up. I just didn't know what color. I might own more of these in the future. I really, really like the green ones, but it just so happened that this one was available, which is this is the Parker Vacuumatic. Has that little jewel or whatever you want to call it on the tip there, and then it's dark on this end here, and then it has that. This is considered goldenish, and this is of the larger size because there are a couple different versions. This is Vacuumatic, so it has the you can probably hear that, but has the little plunger in the end that you would plunge. So this one I haven't messed around with at all, but I got to make sure that everything's good to go there. And I'd love to ink it up, and obviously it has the little Parker arrow right there, which is nice. And then it is a twist cap as well, and it has a nice nib there with says Parker on it, an older style nib there, which is really nice. So I did do like a quick dip on that one, and it felt kind of like a fine, which is nice. The only wear, like the really clear wear on this one, is right here in the little band. But you know what? I believe it says 1946 on here. So to me, you know, it's from 1946. You can't expect it to be super pristine. So not mad about that whatsoever. I got a really good deal on it, I feel like. I mean, for me, I think it's probably, you know, got it for what it was worth. But I feel like I got a good deal if that makes sense. I don't know. And that was from Richard Binder's collection there that he was selling. So I like that a lot. And then near the end of my stay, I was looking around and I wasn't so sure because I kind of wanted a Parker 51, but I wanted to hold it and see, you know, what they were like and see if it was something that I'd be interested in. This is one right here, has the jewel on the top. And I like this versus like a whole gold on black. I like the black, just keeping it simple, keeping it real there. Oops, I think I just undid it. Hold on one second. This was not a twist cap. So this is, you know, what they look like. They have that hooded nib there, which is pretty nice. So I kind of saw this one and I was like, you know what? It's in really good shape. It's not scuffed or banged up. The cap's pristine, like just phenomenal. So it looks like the cap is for the Parker 51. But this is, and it says it on the inside, and I asked the guy because I wasn't sure what that meant, but it has the little sack there, which is cool. That's how you would get the ink in there. But it says right here that this is Parker Special, Parker 51 Special, and it says made in USA. So I asked them about that, and it looks like there was a period where they were making Parker 51 specials, which were almost identical, but they were, you know, priced just a little bit below the regular Parker 51. So I was able to get this for a really good price. I think it's in really good condition. There's a ton of Parker 51s all over the place, so I mean, you can get them for all kinds of price ranges. But I thought that the cap being in such pristine condition, as well as the barrel being in such pristine condition, was an easy choice, you know. So I'm very, very pleased with this one. And once again, I haven't inked this one up or anything like that, but I'm excited to do so. So, you know, those are my only 3 purchases there. And then I had the 2 bottles of ink that I showed you, and the pen flush, which was really cool. I'm excited to use that. But now I'm feeling like I want to use the book, kind of flip through it and get an idea of like what else I would like to get in the future. But I'm going to try these out. I have a small feeling that the Waterman is going to be awesome for me. Like I think the nib's going to be nice. Mind you, that's the only one that I didn't actually get a chance to ink up at the pen show. Um, Although probably I should have. But the sack needed replacing, and I wasn't going to do it right then and there. But I don't know. I'm just hearing such amazing things about the Waterman, that the nibs are just done so well, that I'm really excited about that. So just want to let you guys know that about the pen show, Commonwealth. They always do it right around this season, and I'm excited to go to more pen shows in the future. Hopefully, do maybe 2 a year, maybe 3. I don't know. We'll see what time permits. And hopefully next year I will be a vendor at the Commonwealth Pen Show. That's kind of my goal. So let's see what happens. But yeah, great show. Lots to see, lots to do. And next time I'm gonna take my time a little bit more, look at the stuff. I'm glad I did not go over my budget, and yeah, it was super fun. So awesome times. Ready for the next one. Thanks, everybody.